Hey guys, what's up? This is Art. Sunday afternoon, around 3-ish. Uh, had a very interesting weekend. Lots of rest. Thinking about what the next video I should do. Because what happened is that a lot of times I have up to 10 ideas that I want to do a video on. But when it comes time to actually doing it, I'm like, nah, this sucks. And I pitch it. But this is one video that I've been wanting to do forever. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a slight detour from what I usually talk about. Okay, so in other words, I'm not going to talk about drunk driving or anything like that. I'm going to talk about something that I deal with on a normal basis: depression. I did a couple of videos on depression every now and then, and what happens is right now it's a very good time for me to do another one. Normally, what happens after Thanksgiving and until the new year, I usually fall into a seasonal depression. Don't know why, it's just the way how it is. But I want to talk to you about a tale that happened to me a long time ago. I was at a bar. Now, what happened was I did a video recently about a bar girl who basically, took advantage of me. You know, one time I was in this, for some reason, I've been fighting this forever, and it now, with one instance of me having a panic attack, it brought this upon itself. It brought this supreme. I don't want to say supreme, extreme depression. This kind of depression, I was so dark, it was so deep that I only basically got up to work, went to work, put on a happy face, come home and crash. That's how much energy I had. If you're wondering, the shirt I have is the Arnold Classic from 2009. There was a time every year in March, the first weekend in March, I would go to Ohio and go to the Arnold Classic. It's cheap to get in, like 10 to 15 bucks tops. And the thing is if you're into fitness and sports and all sorts of stuff, this is the place to be. But because of the fact that a lot of people are just go there because of the attraction, it's a madhouse. So I don't really go there that much anymore. But let's get back onto the plan. So I was depressed very much, and I couldn't figure out why. And I went out, started drinking more and more and more, and it wasn't helping. It got to the point where I just looked up and I said, you know what? It's not even worth being alive anymore. It wasn't worth being alive anymore. So I was technically like a zombie. Like I call it the Walking Dead. Whenever I go through this process, I call it the Walking Dead because you feel so dead inside that nothing really moves you. You do the normal stuff just because it's normal stuff. It's because of the fact that you don't want anybody to notice what's going on. But in this situation, I was like so depressed, I didn't really care about what happened to me. And I looked up and I was sitting around at home. I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. Now, mind you, this is like 2002, 2003, 2004 ish, between 2003 and 4 ish. Okay? And I could not understand why this was happening to me. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it. So, I was going to counseling, and that wasn't helping. Well, go on medication. You go on medication, and you're like, eh. Sometimes it make you do weird things. Then I drank on top of that. It made it even worse. So I looked up and I said, you know what? I said, this is it. I'm done with this. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of my, tell you the only thing that was going good was my job. Everything else is going to shit. So I said, I'm going to do this. So, and that was it. Didn't know when, but I just said that was on my mind. That's what I want to do. So, one day, I was at a store, a convenience store, kind of, drugstore. Okay. And all of a sudden, this magazine just caught my attention. It was called Metal Edge. Well, okay, fine. Something prompted me, and I mean, this out of all the magazines that was there, this caught my eye. I mean, tell you the truth, I was working out too, and it still wasn't helping, and that was the weird part. Because usually when I work out, when I lift weights, I feel better. This wasn't helping, so I knew something was bad with this. Oh, sorry. So what happened was I looked up, and something that I don't know, something prompted me to buy this magazine. I don't know why. I don't know what. I don't know. So I bought the magazine. I take it home and I starts to read it. Standard stuff. Standard stuff. Standard stuff. Person talks about touring. The person talks about the kind of music they make. Hey, stuff like that. Then I came to an ad, and this ad had these guys dressed up in corpse paint. Like their faces all like all white. I knew they were metal. Long hair, white faces, and stuff like that. Looking all evil and mean in the forest. And for some reason, something gravitated me towards that page. And I looked up at that page, like if I'm reading this, Dimmer Burgur. What the fuck's that? Death Cult Armageddon. Okay. Alright, fine. Put it down there every time I pick up the magazine, I gravitate towards that same page. I was like, what the hell? Something must be up with this. And I'm scratching my head. I'm like, I don't understand this. What's going on? Oh, God. I don't know why I feel so tired. Oh, I do know why, sorry. And then I said to myself, Friday I'll go to Best Buy like I usually do. And I'll go buy some CDs and maybe some music, CDs and maybe some movies. Okay, so I'm up there. And then didn't really find too much in movies. So let me look at the $5 DVDs. Got a couple $5 DVDs. And I'm walking. Something prompted me to go to the music section. And I'm like, okay, why am I going here? And I look up and boom, there's this record called Dimmy Burger. Death Cult Armageddon. And I'm like, what is this? Why am I looking at this? So naturally, I bought it. Because it can't be some kind of coincidence. It had to be some kind of coincidence that this magazine, this thing jumped out of me out of the magazine. Nothing else really did. And all of a sudden, I felt something was going on. So, I look at the back. I'm like, oh, look at that. Look at all this. Oh, they look evil. I'm like, oh, okay. And at this point, anything that was kind of blasphemous towards religion, I usually stayed away. The most I got close was like Slayer, but other than that, it's funny. A funny anecdote: the lead singer of Slayer, is a Catholic. It's a practicing Catholic. Go figure. But anyway, so I pick it up. It says, its first song says Allegiance to Progenies of the Great Apocalypse. I'm like, okay, fine. Lepers Among Us. Raised Bed. For the world to dictate our death. Wow, that's kind of neat. Blood Hunger Doctrine. Egelen's Dead El Vedos of Rick. I can't talk Norwegian. Cataclysm Children. Eradication Instinct to Find. I'm like, oh, okay. Unorthodox Manifesto. And Heavenly Perverse. Man, with these kind, I mean, the thing is, with these kind of song titles, something like, oh, this must. I don't know why I'm buying this. I bought it, took it home, and then I just set it down. And I'm looking at myself. I set it down like like I'm sitting down here. Why did I buy this? I would never buy it. I usually won't buy anything like this. I don't understand. Why? Why? So I took the wrapper off. Oh, I'm like, oh, the inside looks pretty neat. Inside stuff, like the inside cover looks kind of neat. I'm like, oh, bones and all this other stuff. Yeah, okay, looks cool. Oh, it was a gatefold. Oh, look at that. That looks pretty like apocalyptic. Okay, and so I look up and I was like, seriously? Damn, seriously? This is fucked up. And I saw some of the inner stuff, inner pictures and stuff. I'm like, man, this is kind of messed up. And then someone says, okay, Art, let's listen to it on the way to work. It's a 25-minute ride home. To work in the morning, 6 in the morning, 5:30, 6 in the morning before you go there. So, got in the car, popped this into the CD player, put it in. That thing did not leave my car for 2 months. I've heard it. Within 5 minutes, I was like, damn, this sounds so cool. What the hell? I felt energized. I don't know. How do you explain it? You feel energized. I felt not you. I felt energized. I felt like, man, I could take on everything. And then for a month, I was just listening to this constantly in the car. Wow. And then what happens? My mood, I noticed within a couple of weeks, my mood started getting lighter. I started seeing more, not aggressive, but assertive. And I was like, man, this is some good stuff. So what happened was, so I looked for some other stuff, and sometimes I found some stuff. Sometimes I did manage to get almost everything they got. Okay, and this was in 2003, so I must have found them in 2004, 2005, something like that. I don't know. Saw them in concert 2 or 3 times. I felt energized. Now, the thing is that I look up and I'm listening to this. One day somebody looks up and said, why are you listening to this? This is not something that, God doesn't want you listening to this kind of stuff. And this person's a very religious person. And I look up, I say, you know what? When I was depressed, I tried reading the Bible. Did that work? No. It made me feel worse. The thing made me feel worse. Didn't give me any kind of insight of what I should be doing. At least this gives me some kind of energy. This gives me some kind of spirit. This thing helps lift my spirit in such a way. And so whenever I got depressed, I pop that in. Other artists who goes around the same line, I pop that stuff in, you know, and so forth and so forth. So I listen to something like that on 80%, like 60% of the time I listen to stuff like that. So that's fine. But anyway, the idea behind this is the fact that a lot of times we find inspiration in the most unlikely places. And I looked up, I said, well, what if God prompted me to go buy this? It wouldn't make sense, but what if? Was it a devil? Wouldn't the devil want me to stay depressed? Wouldn't the devil want me to commit suicide? Wouldn't the devil want me to be depressed, feel sad, feel anxious? Wouldn't the devil want me to commit suicide? So why would the devil prompt me to buy this and make me feel energized, feel energetic? That doesn't make sense. Why did God, did God do all this? I don't know. I don't look for a religious answer because a religious answer won't make sense. The more human answer is I was looking for something and everything I found didn't work. So I looked for something in the most unorthodox place and that worked. That's what's going on. Now, I'm not suggesting that you buy this or buy that when you feel depressed or something like that. What I'm saying is find something that you like and enjoy that helps keep you from that depression. And especially when I had my DUIs, that helped out a lot. Now, what happened to me a couple years ago, I fell into another depression. And the funny thing is that didn't stop. That didn't stop the depression. And and the funny thing is that a YouTube video pretty much showed me the light. It's pretty weird. It's pretty funny though. Let me see if I can find this. Well, not the Pacific one, but to tell you the truth. Duh, stupid me. A YouTube video, I typed in depression, and this channel came up. Now, funny thing is, this girl, 3 years ago, this video happened 3 years ago. And the funny thing is, it was months. She did this video like months before I even looked for this. So, and the funny thing is, like the video I actually saw was 3 years ago. The depression I had was about a little like close to 3 full years. It had 1.4 million views as of today. And this video is like 22 minutes. I could try to contact her, see if I can link her video up because it helped me out, but I don't want to do all that. But that little girl's, I say little girl, but at the time she was like younger, I guess. I don't know. She's like 20 something now. But the story was so compelling. It had me in tears. And the thing is that what she was going through was way worse than I was going through. And I had to look up and say, hell, this little girl going through a lot worse than I'm going through. Even though everything is different for everybody who has depression and stuff, it's different. But her stuff was going well. She was going through worse shit than I was. The way how she was going through, because she was actually trying to do it. She was actually trying to do all that stuff that I was thinking of doing. And the funny thing is that when I watched that video, that's when I started to snap out of the depression. And the funny thing is, like I was saying before, sometimes you find inspiration in the most unlikely places. Now, to tell you the truth, I hope that some of my videos not only entertained you, but also give you some kind of knowledge, or maybe even inspire you in some way. I hope so, because that's what I do it for. And because of that girl's doing videos, that's why it prompted me to start doing videos. And maybe one day soon I'll contact her and tell her how much I appreciate her uploading a video, which changed my life. And every time when I start to feel that damn depressed, I watch that video. So, with that, the thing is, talking about this makes me feel kind of down a little bit, but I'm in a great mood. But this is something I just had to get off my chest, and this is a video that I wanted to do for months now, and I finally got a chance to do it, so that's good. So, with that, if you are, and I talked about suicide in a prior video, but always try to contact somebody. Always try to. Well, I did enough talking for today. Until the next video, time for me to do. Until the next time, it'll be. Dang it! The funny thing is, I don't edit this shit. Until the time it's time for me to do another video, I'm gonna try to enjoy the rest of my day. I'm gonna hit the gym later. Hopefully sooner than later. I don't want to do it when it's dark. I don't mind doing it when it's dark, but the problem is less people, less stuff. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna say thank you for watching. Subscribe, give me a comment. Yeah, I read every comment. The funny thing is, I read every comment. I might not see every comment, but my notification, they say, oh, someone commented. And I usually try to read their comment. I respond to every comment because I believe that if you spent the time watching this and and spend the time to comment, I feel that I should respond. Even if you're trying to troll me, I still feel like I should respond. So with that, I'm gonna go have some fun, lift weights later. Don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but that's the plan. All right, talk to you later.